Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for the 11th video in this series. Today we are going to be going over Wisconsin's 2020 college football schedule. First up, they start off with a Big Ten opponent in Indiana, and this is going to be a home game for the Badgers, and I think that this is going to be a pretty easy win. Next up, they'll play Southern Illinois, and this is one of those games that we just don't really need to talk about because it's not going to be close at all. After that, they'll play Appalachian State, and this is possibly one of the games that could trip up Wisconsin just because they could get caught looking ahead to Michigan next week, but I don't see that happening. I think that Wisconsin will get a pretty easy win, but it won't be as much of a blowout as most people are expecting. Then they'll go on the road to Michigan, and I think that the Badgers will have the edge in this game. I'm not going to go with the Wolverines in this one. I don't think that they will be able to take down Wisconsin even if they are at home. After that, I think they get their first loss of the season to Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish are going to have a pretty good team this year, and I think that they have the capabilities to be a top 5 team at the end of the year, and Wisconsin does too. But I think that the Fighting Irish will come out of this game with a very narrow victory. This could possibly be an overtime game. After that, they will play Minnesota at home, and I think that the Badgers have the advantage in this game because of the home field. Next up, they go on the road to Maryland, and this is where they're going to get bowl eligibility. Maryland hasn't put together very many good teams in the past few years, and they won't be able to compete with Wisconsin. Then they'll play Illinois, and they were upset by the Fighting Illini last year, and I don't see that happening here. I'm going to go with the Badgers in a pretty easy win. Then they'll go on the road to Northwestern, and the Wildcats had a pretty rough year last year. I think that they'll have about the same result this year, and the Badgers will come out with an easy victory. Then they will face Purdue, and I think that this is also one of those games that could be an upset, but I don't think it will be. I'm going to go with the Badgers getting their 9th win of the season here. Then they'll face Nebraska, and the Cornhuskers aren't quite there yet. They're getting close. Scott Frost is doing a great job at rebuilding them, but they're not quite to the level of Wisconsin. So I'm going to go with the Badgers here. Then in their final game of the season, they will face Iowa on the road. The Hawkeyes Stadium is a pretty tough environment to play in. This game could go either way, but in the end, I'm going to go with the Badgers because they've been in the Big Ten Championship in the past few years. I think that they'll be able to get back, and they will play Ohio State. So if you want to find out who I think is going to win that game, then make sure to turn on the notification bell so you'll see that video when it comes out in about a month. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and as I said, turn on the notification bell to be notified about future videos. Next up is Notre Dame.